We have a bag of 8 marbles. 8 are red and 7 are blue. So we have a total of 15. Suppose you take 3 marbles from the bag and find the probability that only 1 is red, but it doesn't say in which order they are red. So you could have done red, blue, 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 red, blue, or blue, blue, red. Those are 3 different situations that would fall under this category. And so now we're going to build a tree diagram and then use that tree diagram to then solve for the probability. Okay, so starting from the beginning, we have an option of either red or blue. For red, there are 8 out of 15 versus blue, there are 7 out of 15. Then from here, we still have the option of red or blue. Now, if I picked red before, that means I have 1 less red. So there's still 7 reds, but now we have 14 marbles in the bag. Blue, all the blues are still there in the bag, so that's still a total of 7 out of 14. I'm going to continue down this path and finish it up because we still have a 3rd marble to pull out. Red again up top. Now we would have 6 out of 13 versus blue. If we went red and then red, now we would have still 7 blues out of 13. Versus if we went red and then blue, going back to red, we have 7 out of 13 versus going blue again. Now we would have 6 out of 13 left. Okay, going blue first, we would have gotten rid of 1 of our blues and then still have 6 left out of the 14. So here I would have 6 over 14 versus this red right here. We would still have 14 marbles, but all of the red marbles are still there. So it would be 8 out of 14. If I went blue and then blue and then blue, we would have 5 out of 13. Blue and then red, we still would have all of the reds, so then 8 out of 13. Blue and then red and then blue would have 1 less blue than before. So we would have 6 blues out of the 13. And then blue and then red we would have gotten rid of 1 of the reds, so that would be 7 out of 13. Sorry, that's really messy, kind of hard to separate it. But you get the general idea of the tree diagrams and how all of these just kind of spiral out or factorial out from the beginning. So since we have 3 options, we have 3 probabilities that we're going to add together. In order to find each of the probabilities for each of our options, we need to multiply all 3 probabilities as they're coming out. So the first option where it's red and then blue, you can go into your tree diagram and find those probabilities. The probability that it's going to be red and then blue are going to be those 3 numbers. So the probability of 1 red is equal to, and that first one was 8 out of 15 times 7 out of 14 times, and then, so it was 6 out of 13. Plus, and then our next option, let me go in and erase those circles so we can follow. Our next option would then be blue and then red and then blue. So blue and then red and then blue are right there. 7 out of 15 times 8 out of 14 times 6 out of 13. With those multiplications and with the additions, it doesn't matter which order you multiply it in or which order you add them in. Erasing my circles. My last one is going to be blue and then red. So that's going to be 7 out of 15 times 6 out of 14 times 8 out of 13. Multiplying those all together and then adding them will result, as you can see in your calculator, in 1,008 over 2,730. And there you go. Tree diagrams are super helpful for when we're having a hard time keeping track of all of the different things, right? So when we were like, okay, well, wait, what's the probability of the first one being blue, and then the second one being red, and then the third one being blue? Having all of those and trying to keep track of those numbers and what's happening when you have multiple pieces going on can be really tough. And so the tree diagram kind of just like finds all of those numbers for you, right? It was pretty easy to go through and find all of those numbers, and then you can go in and find all of those pieces and add them into the formula when you need to. So that's a tree diagram. Your homework today is just going to be about tree diagrams and using them to solve and making them. Let me know if you have any questions.